Hi Mints, and before you say anything, yes, I'm very late to posting. It's already half of the next month, and we're just gonna ignore that because at this point, we know that I'm gonna be posting late. I still hope you enjoy, and let's jump right into it. So, jumping right in with the sketch, my first idea was, or my first thought was, I want to draw a younger human being, a child, almost an infant. I did want to draw an infant at first, or a baby, but then I was like, I can't draw babies because every baby that I draw looks either creepy, like a puppet, or looks older than anything. So I just tried to draw a childlike person or a younger person. The silhouette right now is giving more of a younger adult, but I do change that later on. I don't believe I have it on camera, but I do change it, please believe me. And it's supposed to be a child, so. The whole idea of this piece was, I saw a picture on Instagram, I'll see if I can find it again, and it was a really beautiful drawing of a little child hiding between baskets of different goods like apples, fruits, and different goods in general that you would see on a market that you would attend on in a fantasy realm, which I really loved. And I loved the warm colors. I loved the title of the piece that the artist chose. I believe it was a good hiding place, and it was just really cute and really lovely, and I just loved the vibe it gave off. And the first thing I thought when I saw this piece was, oh my god, merchants. And I think the idea of merchants brought me to the idea of this child laying inside of the goods in a wagon, because there are so many stories out there where like the children of merchants are being sent off without their parents because they got in trouble, or maybe that's just the stories that I read, but I really resonated with the story. Well, not resonated, I just liked the story. So I decided to draw this child from the bird's perspective, from the top, and laying in these different baskets of fruits. I believe I also added like a bucket of water and just a lot of different goods that a merchant that travels a lot just would carry around. And drawing direct inspiration from the piece, I added a few pumpkins, and also we'll get to that later, but the colors are heavily inspired by the vibe that piece gave off. So for the colors, just like or very similar to one of my previous pieces, I wanted to stick with very warm and inviting colors, very calming colors, the ones that you would imagine when you talk about a situation in the sun when you're relaxing. Especially for the skin and the person or the girl herself, I wanted her to be very tan and very warm colors, but also deep colors to draw attention to her. And I just wanted to give a very reddish and warm vibe, because I just wanted to, for one, for the story, because she probably as a merchant's child is spending a lot of time under the sun and traveling the world. She probably is from a more, well, in my mind, she's from a more exotic place. So I really wanted her to have that very deep but beautiful complexion in her skin, but also the softness of a child. The eyes, if you do notice, I did change them in the sketch to now, because when they were completely open like I drew them, the perspective was completely wrong. It looked crazy. She looked like a doll. She looked very creepy. So I changed them to these very like moon-shaped eyes where you can see the lid from the top, but you can still see a little bit white. It does in fact still look a bit creepy, I will be honest, but I do prefer it to the previously drawn eyes. Also, as a side note, I did go in between filming these clips, I did go in and turn off the color of the painting to just see it in grayscale to see how big the contrast is, which is a very good tool working digitally, but also when you're doing traditional, you can just take a picture and then put it into grayscale on your phone. But it's a really good tool to see how big your contrast is and how defined it actually is. In my drawing program I use, it's not that easy to actually go into grayscale easily, because it is the option where you can easily switch between grayscale and colored, but when you're using this size of a frame, of the portrait, of the frame, I guess, I don't know, when you're doing it at that size with the settings I have, you're not able to do that because the computer can't handle it, which is a sad problem for me. But my solution is I just go into the settings of the whole computer and just turn off colors and then turn it back on. It's a bit more work, but I still think it is important for this piece because I really wanted the contrast to stand out. And unlike I do usually, I did start with the skin. It's actually one of the middle parts I do normally in my paintings, but I just fell in love with the complexion and with the idea of a tan girl just, chilling in the sun. I just loved the idea, so I really started with the skin. And also, due to the stuff I did in school for my projects, it really was the first thing I did want to do, and which kept me going in the end. As you can see, I'm using a lot of red color to give a bit more accent to, for example, the fingertips or the nose, because those are the most prominent parts of her face or her body. They draw attention to the importance of the piece, and they just lead you through the piece a bit, because your eye catches it immediately when you look at it. So it keeps the focus in the middle, and so they are really a great tool in my opinion. I might still be using them wrong, I'm still learning, of course, but I really do love them. Now, for the dress, I gave her a bit of a magenta but reddish and dark and pungent dress color and dress, because I just wanted her to exude warmth and comfortable and just in general all the vibes that I wanted in this piece, which was just, being comfortable and living out in the sun. I also decided against the patches I drew and the belt around her waist. I did decide against them because I think it would have been too much detail, which would have distracted from what the piece is supposed to show. And I mean, it's not the biggest philosophical message behind it. I just wanted to show a girl living her life in the situation she is living, and I just wanted to capture a very silent and very calm moment, because my life hasn't been calm, I'll be honest, and I really needed this. As you can see, it's very, very vibrant. The highlights in the dress are very, very, very vibrant and strong and very light, which I really love. It really pops and your eye immediately catches it. I really enjoy it. For the sleeves, I chose a brown path, I guess. I don't know, I can't think of words right now. But in the end, it does look a bit like chocolate, I will be honest, but I kind of love that. I think it reflects the childlike nature again. Because, chocolate, you immediately combine chocolate and children. It's one of the first combinations I make in my head. But then again, I'm crazy, so You might not make that connection, but I do make that connection. So I just felt it felt very right to me. So for the hair, I chose a very dark color. I prominently chose black, but I did change it a bit to a more of a dark brownish color because I just think black was too intense and just too much for this piece, and it took away from the warmth. I think it cooled it down quite a bit, and I didn't like that. I had to really play around with the shape of the hair because sometimes it made her head look way too big, and then again sometimes it just looked weird and it didn't fit together, so I redid it several times. Even off camera I redid it multiple times. And I mean, that's just the fun of the art. There's trial and error, and you know, if you don't do those corrections and if you don't start again, if you don't like it, you won't get to a final piece that you will love more than anything. Which I will say, I really do love this painting, and I will probably print it out and hang on the wall because I currently, which is very bad for me, but I currently do not have any drawings or paintings up on my wall, and I am planning to change that. Now moving on to her surroundings, so the baskets, the background, and all the fruits. I'm gonna keep this short because it's not that interesting. For the baskets, it's pretty much the same pattern for each piece. It was like this woven basket, like the very basic baskets, you know. How many times have I said basket now? Please ignore. But it's a very simple pattern, very simple and easy, but it gives a very detailed look, and it's a lot of fun to draw. I'll be honest, it was a lot of fun, and I did cheat a bit. I did copy that rim and added it to another basket because I was too lazy to do it. So there's that, which is a really good benefit when drawing digitally. It saves you a lot of time, and of course, yes, some will consider it as cheating, but you already drew it once. Why should you draw it again? But I will say, if I would have drawn it again, I think it would have given the painting a bit more character, but I mean, it has a lot of character for me, so yeah. For the fruits, I kept them in quite the same color scheme. I did add green and blue for the water, green for like a few pairs, and yeah, so I did add a few colors, but they were all very warm and very vibrant, and they just popped out of the painting. Now, of course, you haven't come here to just listen to me talk about this painting. I'll just ramble a bit because, I don't know, talking about stuff in videos I think is always fun. I think one of the biggest things I do want to talk about is school, because I am currently a student in school, which means I have a lot of things to do. I mean, everyone has a lot of things to do, but I think as a student, you are preparing for the future. You're setting up your foundation for what future you will have, and I really had to focus on my grades because they ain't looking so good. I'll be very honest about that, but I think I progressed a lot, and putting the focus on that really helped me make my life a bit more organized, which, you know, everyone struggles with. People who don't struggle with organization, they are living the life, they really are. And I'm just trying to get my life organized. As you know, this video is coming late. I did want to post every month, but I think this month I will just post 2 videos, I hope. And yeah, so organization is a big thing, and I think there has been a lot of stuff happening in my life, like a lot of opportunities, I guess, or just things I need to get done, and they have taken a lot of time away from me actually drawing and having fun. But I do enjoy making this video, so I really am glad that I'm editing it now. Like, I think this is 2 weeks later than I've drawn it, so hope you like it. Oops. Now, did I finish any of my talking points? No. But did I finish this drawing? Yes. So I really hope you enjoyed this. I really like how it came out. It's one of my favorite pieces to this day. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is okay with you. So yeah, have a great day and I'll see you next time.